Right, this morning, ACC will introduce us to the primary prevention model and why it is so important. We'll also hear from an organisation working alongside ACC in this space called Whara. Justine Pivac-Solomon from ACC will lead the session, but before Justine takes over, I'd like to extend a warm virtual handshake to Megan Main, Chief Executive of ACC, and Kellie Coombs, Chief Executive of the Ministry for Women, who will be listening in along with us. Megan and Kellie, we'll offer some time to you to close the session with your thoughts at the end of our speaker's presentation. However, Justine, will now cut to you. Kia ora.
Tēnā koutou katoa. Nau mai haere mai to shift forward, increase in primary prevention. Ko Justine Pivac-Solomon tōku ingoa no Hrvatska o ki te puna. So kia ora everyone, I'm Justine and I whakapapa back to Croatia. Just checking in that you can hear me. Okay. I just wanted to start by acknowledging Elizabeth and Jackie from Whara, my colleagues who will be sharing with us today. And unfortunately, our colleagues from Tākai, who are going to be part of our presentation, but unfortunately, due to illness with some of their community partners, aren't able to be here. But hopefully we can find some other ways to share their work. So ACC, we're leading Shift 4 towards an increase in primary prevention with some of our other government agency partners. The vision for primary prevention that is captured through Te Aorerekura is in essence that if we work together and invest collectively from grassroots to legislation and policy, we can support community and whānau-led solutions that will create safe, positive hapori, whānau and relationships where fewer people will be harmed or re-victimised. So what is primary prevention? Simplistically, it means trying to prevent harm before it happens. But what it really means is about changing social conditions and structures and norms that perpetuate harm, while simultaneously building well-being and protective factors for safety and resilience. So by doing these things, we are creating and strengthening conditions. We know that we have to do the following factors which are critical for this. So taking a systems approach to enable primary prevention at scale. Evidence and experience tells us that one-off interventions or single focus programs do not create the change and investment across all of the areas are needed for change to happen. What it's going to take is strong collaboration across government, which is why Te Puna Aonui and the joint venture is so critical for primary prevention to be successful and for us to work with our community partners, organisations, whānau and individuals themselves to do this. By us taking a systems approach, it allows us to see prevention as a whole, and it helps us to see the interrelationships and the dependencies of what we do together rather than just our small piece of the puzzle. Working in a systemic way allows for a coordinated, focused action on the multiple parts of the problem and create high leverage interventions that allow for maximum change. Ultimately, we're seeking to increase our investment. We know that only 3% of the total family violence and sexual violence spend goes into prevention. Only 3%. International research indicates we need to get to about 9 to 12% of the total spend into this area before we start to see the benefits of prevention initiatives. So let's get to the tipping point before change starts to happen. And this can be achievable, particularly if we work together. And we see this, compare it to other prevention spend in other areas for like road safety. And so we know in road where change started to happen was when the spend got up to about 22% of the total investment in the problem. All prevention needs to be informed and implemented from a tangata whenua and a tangata tiriti knowledge and evidence base. And investment needs to be equitable in order to achieve this. So the image that's being shared right now is the primary prevention system across that all of the agencies will be adopting as part of Action 16. So what does a primary prevention system look like? And this is what we're sharing right now. These are the 8 components of the system. So investment into these 8 things are required in a sustainable long-term prevention approach underpinned by te tiriti or waitangi. There are 3 levels to the system and the 8 components in there here. So there's the public-facing actions up there in the top left box. So these are the things that we can see and touch. So campaigns, education, community mobilization. Then down the bottom on the right-hand side there, the leadership for an effective system. These are the changes that people can't necessarily see, but ensure that gains are maintained and scaled if we build them into policy and legislation, ensuring evaluation and monitoring. And it lets us embed evidence and learning so that we keep improving our initiatives and our actions. And it gives us justification for more investment into this area. So we move beyond the 3%. And then the people and system coordination on the bottom left, down in the visual on your screen. Now, this is the glue that brings the upstream together with the ground, on the ground action by investing in the workforces and all. Shift 4 actions are designed to work within and across these functions. Some are led at government level and some are led at community and whānau level, but all will be informed by the systems approach. At a government level, examples of this are at a government agency level, Action 16 sees agencies collaborating to adopt the primary prevention system. And that means ourselves. And that means that knowing prevention activity that we currently fund, aligning the prevention outcomes of these initiatives for both tangata whenua and tangata tiriti. Once we understand the ecosystem, we can start to develop the prevention roadmap and understanding that what funding is required to shift these goals and amplify the good things and fill the gaps. Other actions are grounded in our communities and focused on learning on what works. So, for example, Action 26 is strengthening community-led solutions to prevent child sexual abuse. In this action, we in ACC are continuing to use a whakaaro approach with tangata whenua and tangata tiriti hulls or perspectives, with each designing their own ways to use this investment. For tangata whenua, we're working with our partners to take the lead with sourcing and partnering kaupapa Māori organisations to develop relationships, resources and tools that will support Māori communities to lead their own conversations in this challenging space. And our tangata tiriti approach was an open tender for organisations, either alone or collaboratively, to focus on key communities such as Pacifica, disability, rainbow, new migrants and communities. And we have a lot to learn from these communities within the child sexual abuse prevention space. And these negotiations are currently taking place with work due to be completed over the next 12 months. So how do we know this approach will work? This primary prevention system is based on a public health model that's a well-proven formula. If we're looking for New Zealand or Aotearoa examples where it's been applied successfully, we can see the same methodology has been applied across other cross-agency programs such as the quick group smoking cessation programs, alcohol-related harms, and through Road to Zero. These programs have proven cross-agency approach targeting multiple parts of the prevention system, and it reduces harm, which is our #1 goal, but it can also reduce the cost of the response. While the primary prevention system is a well-known public health model, for us in this context, it situates te tiriti as paramount, and it draws equally on mātauranga Māori, and this makes us unique internationally. All of this theory has to be brought to life, though, at a societal, community, family whānau, and individual level. And we have some of our amazing partners who do that with us today. And I'm really excited to pass it on to them so they can share some of their mahi. So I'd like to hand it over to Elizabeth and Jacqueline from Whara.
Thank you, Justine. Talofa lava, malolele, kia orana, bulavanaka, whakalofalai atu, kia ora and warm Pacific greetings to you all. My name is Elizabeth Mati and I am the General Manager at Whara. It is an honour to speak with you all this morning. On behalf of our CE, Denise Kingi-Uluave, we'd really like to thank ACC for providing us the opportunity to lead the Atu-Mai Spearhead initiative. So Atu-Mai is Levar's National Violence and Sexual Violence Prevention Program. And Levar is a national non-government organisation whose purpose is to support our Pacifica communities to have the best possible health and wellbeing outcomes. The name Atu-Mai is based on the Cook Island proverb, Aroha atu I te araha mai. Love flowing outwards and love flowing inwards. So Atu-Mai is based on the value of reciprocity. The Atu-Mai program is also grounded in the core Pacifica values of love, alofa, family, ainga, service, tautua, collectiveness, lotutasi, spirituality, atua, and respect, fa'aloalo. Our overall program is based on a systems approach to prevention, as described by Justine. We work across 8 pillars, or the 8 functions, and we have categorized them into 3 main areas. Our initiatives for young people include supporting Pacifica youth to strengthen their self-worth through cultural identity and living out their Pacifica values. We also support youth to have respectful relationships with others, and this work is based on our Pacifica concept of the Whara. We also do work in intergenerational communication through supporting our youth to first understand the perspectives of their elders and then equipping them with the skills to connect through talanoa or communication. Supporting the wider whānau and parents is also important. We know that healthy young people come from healthy families. Our whānau focuses on strengthening family relationships. We engage dads in parenting through our Father's Whānau program. And we also provide resources at important child development stages, including the first 1,000 days. Well, at Levar, we like to call it the 1,000 days of alofa. Engaging with the community is also a vital part of our program. We have involved our communities in all phases of program development and delivery. And in recent times, we've really amped up our efforts in community mobilization. We seek to increase access to services through building awareness, challenging beliefs that violence is normal, and encouraging help-seeking behaviours. We also offer cultural competency training to services and clinicians to ensure that once Pacifica do access services, the support that they're providing is actually culturally appropriate and relevant. So now we're just going to go into a bit more detail about the Father's Whānau and Youth Upstander initiatives. So the Father's Whānau program provides a safe space for Pacifica fathers to come together and supports them to apply their Pacifica values to their parenting. Our whānau covers things such as the benefits of being an engaged dad, self-care, and building strong positive relationships. It also covers emotional regulation and healthy ways to manage challenging behaviours in our children. But the Father's Whānau is more than just a workshop. It is a community of fathers. We have created an online support village that fathers are invited to join after the first whānau. And the purpose of the village is to stay connected, to continue to support one another and pay it forward. Parenting information and events are also posted on the page. So currently, and we've just started at the end of last year, we have about 200 Pacifica fathers from across New Zealand that have signed up. We also do a lot of promotion of key messaging and the program across social media platforms and the radio. So I'm just going to play the radio ad that we had at the beginning of the year, and hopefully this plays well.
Are you a Pacifica father?
Would you like to connect with other Pacifica dads?
Introducing Father's Whānau by Levar, a safe space to talanoa, be connected and share your experiences of being a dad.
Get the support to be the best dad that you can be.
Join the Pacifica Dads Club.
Register online at levar.co.nz/Father's Whānau.
That's levar.co.nz/Father's Whānau.
Levar, igniting communities and creating change.
So we've also started holding events to keep the village connected and have a family day planned for later this year. So increasing access is really important. So we have a Father's Whānau e-learning that can be accessed at atumai.nz. And we have a number of digital modules on that website as well for both youth and parents. So we deliver the whānau with Pacifica community leaders such as Jerry Silsil, who is the Wellbeing and Education Manager for the Warriors, and Peter Joseph, who has a big role for Kiwi Daddies. We are also growing a group of community champions and mobilising and supporting them to implement the initiative in their communities. Before I end, I wanted to share some of our testimonials we have received from a couple of the men who are part of the Fathers Whānau around what it has meant for them. So they were asked how Fathers Whānau helped them and what behaviours had changed for them. And this is what they said. What I like most about it is the open discussions and just the good old-fashioned dalanoa. Each speaker shared experiences and their story had a viewpoint that astounded me. I went away with a completely different perspective. It enlightened my train of thought for my own personal growth as a new father. I have now become accustomed to internalizing complicated situations. I have more awareness. Through these thoughts, I feel as if I've developed a healthier relationship with people in general. Through understanding and having healthy relationships, I feel this will overflow into having a healthy relationship with my children. It will also help me on my journey of reconnecting with my father. Next one. I was able to see and listen to other Pacifica fathers, learning through their struggles and victories, implementing those victories into my household. The posts in the private page remind me that being a father and being engaged is so important. Seeing other fathers do it makes me feel like I'm not alone. And in terms of behaviours changed, I am away from work a lot, so any chance I get, I try and talk to my kids over the phone and over video call, asking them more questions related to them. And I'll always ask them to give me a detailed answer, not just yes or no. When I'm home, I love that time because I'm able now to do school drop-offs, attend events, and something we do now is to get the kids to pray every morning before any day. I am more present with the time I have with my kids. And on that note, thank you again for having me. I'm going to hand it over to Jacqueline.
Thank you, Justine and Dr. Liz. Tēnā koutou katoa, Jacqueline from Whara. Upstander is another call to action within the Atu-Mai program. The Upstander aims to equip youth with the tools to stand against violence in a safe way. We offer the Upstander workshop, whānau, our village of Atu-Mai champions, and we support local initiatives that aim to prevent violence and strengthen well-being. Research and evidence tell us that our values can motivate us to make a change, and that living by our values improves our self-worth, our self-efficacy, and our self-resilience. The Upstander workshop, tools, and resources are informed by our core Pasifika values. For Pasifika people, these values should inform our worldview and our traditional practices. They should inform our thoughts, the language we use, and our actions. We want to challenge distortions of our values through mobilizing our Pasifika communities as Atu-Mai champions of change and supporting them to connect to their cultural identity and values. Our mass media campaigns through transit bus wrap advertisements, social media, and radio broadcasts continuously build our mass reach to varied audiences. Our tools and resources equip and mobilize youth to understand the difference between an upstander and bystander, discover how being an upstander is linked to our Pasifika values, and learn about the steps involved in upstanding and how to join our upstander village. There are many ways we can upstand. There isn't just one strategy. Whara's Atu-Mai upstander approach is guided by the evidence-informed practices of Banyard and Berkowitz, their 4D strategy, and what works well for Pasifika communities. Take the lead, upstand is our call to action. LEAD stands for look for help, engage directly, act afterwards, and distract. Our Pasifika community voices are reporting positively on the relatability and relevance of the upstander content. Pasifika youth are also noting how the messages delivered are clear and easy to digest in a safe and enabling workshop environment. Now let's watch our upstander video, which shows examples of LEAD and practical tips on how to intervene in situations where we have the power to become an upstander.
No, excuse me. I'm
She's not with.
Whoa. Do you want to marry her? Hey, I dare you to just go behind her and just go slap her ass.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah, bro. Do it.
Oh, nah. Should I?
She was giving you the eyes, man. Don't be a wimp. Don't wimp out.
I'm not a wimp.
Prove it then. Man up, man.
Shut up. Call someone, man. Check this out.
Are you okay? I was effed up.
Shut up. Call someone, man. Check this out.
Oh, wait, look. Our bus. Our bus isn't even coming.
Joy.
Let's go to our bus stop before our bus comes. Those games are for little kids.
Yeah, hard.
I dare you to just go behind her and just go slap her ass.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah, bro. Do it.
Oh, nah.
Yeah, sorry. Excuse me. I think those boys are planning to do something to this girl.
What are they going to do?
They're being stupid. I think that guy is going to slap that girl's ass.
Are you serious? Can you do something?
Shut up. Call someone, man. Check this out. Man, there was a stink there.
Yeah. Sorry.
Come on, guys. Let's get to our bus.
Yeah.
Whoa. Do you want to marry her? Hey, I dare you to just go behind her and just go slap her ass.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah,
Oh, not cool, man.
Hey, don't be a wimp.
Don't be stupid, man. Bro, that's sexual assault.
Whoa, hey, what a serious guy. Bro, it's just for fun. Come on, Uso. Are you scared?
Shut up. I'm not scared. Check this out.
Bro. Oh, what if that was your sister Mary? How would you feel if someone did that to her?
True. True.
What a stupid idea. Bro, what's wrong with you, man? And that sucks.
I'm sorry.
So please help us spread the word, take the lead, upstand, and become an upstander by joining us at levar.co.nz/upstander. Mōrī ora kia tātou katoa, and handing the floor back to you, Justine.
Can you hear me? Thank you. Thank you, Jackie, for handing that over, and to you, Elizabeth, and Jackie, for sharing the powerful and effective work that you do in the community. And it's awesome for us at ACC to have that on the ground work to help us in our work from the community, from the government level, and to influence us in what we do. So to close, I'm handing over to Megan Main, our Chief Executive at ACC, and Kellie Coombs, the Chief Executive for Manatū Wāhine, and they're going to close us out. Over to you.
Perfect. Thank you so much to our speakers for sharing with us today. If you and our audience have any ideas or feedback, you're welcome to email us, contact@tepunaonui.govt.nz. Megan, Kellie, tēnā koe, you're both Chief Executives, Megan ACC, Kellie from Ministry of Women. We'd like to hear your insights on the session. Kia ora.
Kia ora. Thank you for that introduction, and it's great to be here with you today. Ko Kellie Coombs tōku ingoa. I'm the Secretary for Women and Chief Executive of Manatū Wāhine Ministry for Women. Manatū Wāhine is a partner of this really important mahi, and we're really proud to be involved in this work, and it's wonderful to be here today with Megan. I just want to share a few of my reflections on some of those stories that we've heard this morning in terms of the Fathers Whānau and the Upstander program. I think for me, really hearing those stories, seeing those images, hearing those words from people in the community who are engaging in this way is really powerful. And for Manatū Wāhine, we think a lot about telling those stories, telling the stories from a Wāhine perspective, from a gender perspective. So I heard yesterday was a fabulous day with lots of really key takeouts and really important discussion. So it's wonderful to be here, and I really wish you all the best of luck for the rest of your time together. And just again, fantastic to be here to have this focus on prevention. And yeah, we're right behind all of this mahi.
Thanks, Kellie. Kia ora. I'm Megan Main, the Chief Executive of ACC. And yeah, I echo Kellie's sentiments. Thank you to Justine for representing some of the work that we're doing from the ACC perspective. We're so delighted to be part of the joint venture into family violence and sexual violence. It's such an important way to bring together so many parts of this system. You know, Justine talked about the prevention system, the primary prevention system, and it is a system. It literally takes a village to get this mahi happening. You know, the focus around putting Te Tiriti at the centre is a very deep part of our prevention program. The leadership that we can all play across the system. There are so many key elements that we do together. So as ACC, you know, we're really excited to be leading a lot of this prevention work, but we're not doing it alone. And that's certainly the sense you got from Justine, from Jacqueline, from Elizabeth in their kōrero. Thank you to everyone who's participating in this hui. It is a really important way to bring people together, to ignite some new ideas, ignite some excitement. And I just want to finish by really acknowledging Emma Powell for her leadership in the joint venture, you know, making this hui happen. It's a very exciting time, and I look forward to what comes out of the sessions yesterday and today. Kia ora.